So welcome to this meeting. Sorry for the delay. I had problem logging in. Hope you can hear me. Yeah? You can hear me. Yeah?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sawa sawa. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thank you for the commitment. We are as we are in the morning, except Eve Gogi. This is a commitment for both of us, me as a person who is guiding you, and you as a participant or the candidates we are going to do the exams, these commercial transaction exams. So I just wanted to just recap what I said about commercial transaction. If you want to pass in commercial transaction, you must know. I discussed the various topics which are there, which is companies, the substantive law, then the insolvency of both natural person and the company liquidation, which is about two topics, very huge, and that is a compulsory. You must get 20 marks from in every paper. Then there is partnership. That is a topic which you are asked generally general partnership and LLP. Then there is commercial agreements, drafting of commercial agreements, that is joint venture, franchise, distributorship, trust deeds, and all these kind of agreements. Then there is mergers and acquisition. Then there is financial payment system, financial system and payment methods. Then there's a securities topic. Then there is the tax procedures in commercial transaction, where they ask you about income tax, capital gain tax, and all those kind of things. I don't think I have forgotten any other topic. So every time you are being asked a question, you must ask yourself, what is the procedure? The processes involved. Kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute yourself. Yeah. I'm saying, every time you are asking on those topics, you must ask yourself. Every time you are a question, you in a commercial, you must ask yourself, which topic am I dealing with? What of course, you must understand the thing you are being asked. Then, what are the processes and procedures involved? Because sometimes you may be told registering, all those things. Then you must know also the documents. And also, something I did not say in the morning. Also, there are those cases whereby you of course you quote the law, the relevant law, and also there are instances where even in commercial you have to have a case law to support your answer. So those are generally the parameters you must look at when you are looking at when you are looking at a question in commercial. So we continue where we left in the morning, and Frida would like to use RTGS, real-time gross settlement system, for making payments to her suppliers for sanitary tasks being supplied to the schools on the monthly basis. Advise her on the benefits of the payment method. Now, what is the keyword in this question? It has 3 marks. The keywords there in this question. Ruth, what is the keyword here?
The benefits.
Keyword, Anthony Liwali. Nini. Keyword, what is the keyword? Kerry.
Payment mode. That's, yeah.
Okay. Keyword, I told you in an exam question, you must ask yourself, what is the keyword? The keyword is what the examiner is examining on in the question or the story that you have been asked. Unless you identify the keyword, you cannot be able. The others are just stories, but the keyword will ensure it is the is the word that leads you to know what the examiner is working. So every time I ask you about the keyword, for example, would the word benefit help you answer this question? It is that one word or words which will help you answer that question. Marianne, what is the keyword?
Is it would like?
Let's hear Marianne.
Sorry.
Marianne?
Yeah, the keyword for me is the real-time gross settlement, RTGS system.
Yes, that is a keyword. This is a keyword. This question is asking you about, if you see the word benefits, it will not help you answer the question. There's a person who have said benefits. So the question is asking you about the benefits of real-time gross settlement. And this question, if you have looked at the Q&A clearly, year 2009 to 2018, there's somewhere I've mentioned RTGS. So entirely is not a very new question. So if you have looked at the Q&A year 2008 to 2019, there is something I've talked about the benefits. So what are the benefits of RTGS, Ruth? You can think.
Mwalimu, who have you called?
Ruth.
Oh, sorry. It's fast.
It's fast. It's a fast system. It's fast. That is one point. Another point, still on you.
It's fast. It's secure.
Oh, secure.
And it's secure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would say you can even tell the time of sending.
Mm-hmm.
And it is even easier to track it because you can, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, all those are points. Another point you can add, anyone?
It's used for large volumes of money,
okay,
like money transfer.
Yes.
And then it also, it's final. There's a finality in the fund settlement.
Yes.
And then there's also, those are the ones I remember.
Okay. Do you need another very, very important point on top of what you have said? Do you need to go to the bank to do RTGS?
Yeah, maybe I could add, because it's an interbank.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interbank transfer system. So it will be from this particular bank. So you will need these suppliers, they will need to have accounts, bank accounts, and that kind of thing. So it helps in terms of I don't know whether that's a benefit or a feature. Yeah, thanks.
It also allows high value transactions. You also say RTGS can be, in fact, that is the main advantage. You can transfer wherever you are. You don't need to go to the bank, even you at weekends. You don't need to do RT. You don't need to go to physical to the bank. You can give instruction even to the weekend and transfer. So it can be done everywhere at any time. So that is not a very difficult question. And I think even if you have not attended a commercial class, just by thinking, if you are interacted with RTGS, you can answer that one. So this question also is one of the, it is in the, it's in the that topic on financial payment. And national payments, system of financial payment. And what kind of other methods have you covered the one who are in KSA right now?
Yeah, we did the unit on financial, is it financial payment or payment systems?
Yes.
Yeah, we did them as presentations as groups. We did the EFTs, we did. So, but the unit was more of, for example, our question was technology, now the effect of technology on payment systems, So we did the whole national payment system and looked at the various types. Yeah.
Okay. For purposes of also go and you see for purposes of payment system, you may be asked about M-Pesa, you may be asked about the checks, you may be asked about bill of exchange. You may be also be asked about promissory note. So now looking at futuristic, you can look at those areas, and there are various questions in the past that have been asked on this area. So go and look at those areas I have just mentioned to you. Question 3. SCAL Technologies Limited is a limited liability company incorporated in the Republic of Kenya. The company has recently fallen on hard times and is unable to service its debts as they come due. One of the company shareholders, Dan Vies, has gotten wind of the company wishes to offer up several prime parcels of land, which it owns as security to various creditors. David is not well versed in the matters of law and now seek your advice. Advise him on pursuant to section 2625 of the Insolvency Act. What is an alternative to administration and what does it involve? So that is the story there in question 3, but going directly to A, what do you think is the keyword there? I can see 2 keywords there, which are going to help you answer this question. What do you think, Ruth?
I would say alternative to administration.
Alternative to administration.
Okay. When it comes to insolvency.
What do you think, Anthony? What is the keyword there? What is the keyword there, Kerry? Just try, even if you don't get it.
That's for A. I believe it's an alternative to administration.
Alternative to administration. What do you think, Marianne?
I also think that is it, but even if not for part A, I think it's also important to note that we're dealing with a limited liability company.
Yes. Yes, we are limited. We are dealing with limited liability company, and of course, it has been able to pay its debts. And of course, we are being told that the alternatives to administration on what does it involve. But the keyword there is section 625. That is the keyword. So what are the alternatives to administrations? This is related to, there is a question you see in the Q&A. Alternative to winding up of a company. You say that alternative, instead of a company being wind up, you can enter into, you can, one of the ways is administration. But this question is asking you specifically on section 625. And that's what I was saying, that in an exam scenario, the Companies Act and its regulation is very, very, very important for you to understand them and make your own notes, because this is a very huge area and it's a fertile ground for examiners. So I want us to look at this word. You can be opening your companies, you are Insolvency Act, where you are. I'm trying to open mine. We see what this section says. Then you'll be able to answer that question. You can open where you are, and when you get it, you can read for us. Insolvency Act. Insolvency of the company, section 225. Insolvency Act 2015, section 625. If you see it, you can read for us.
So it's a proposal for voluntary arrangement.
Yes. So one of the way, this question is asking you specifically, pursuant to section 625, what is the alternative to administration? One alternative to administration is winding up of the company. Another alternative is that what is Ruth who have said that. Can you read us the section 625, what it says?
It talks of the proposal for voluntary arrangement.
Yes, read for us.
So So the directors of a company may make a proposal under the division to the company and to its creditors for a voluntary arrangement under which the company enters into a composition in satisfaction of its debts or a scheme for arranging its financial affairs. 2, in making such a proposal, the directors shall provide for the appointment of a person to supervise the implementation of the voluntary arrangement. 3, only an authorized insolvency practitioner may be appointed to supervise a voluntary arrangement. 4, a proposal under this division may also be made, A, if the company is under administration by the administrator, or B, if the company is in liquidation by the liquidator.
Yes. Yes. So that question wanted you to discuss that alternative there that is provided in section 625. And that tells you, you see, in an exam scenario, if you don't understand section of the Companies Act and sections of Insolvency Act, it will be very hard for you to answer a question in companies. And I told you, in an exam scenario, those are 20 marks. I can tell you, what can I say? It is a must. Companies, insolvency, 20 marks. A third of the commercial paper will be about those. It will revolve around companies. So it is very important for you to understand the Companies Act. Make your own notes. And we have another commercial class. We are going to discuss, on top of mock drafting, we are also going to do salient features, the salient features of Companies Act and Insolvency Act and the regulations. And I can assure you, if you are good to go, if you understand those two acts, you get 20 marks very easily. Companies and insolvency is a very easy topic if you understand the acts and the regulations. So our final class, we are going to do drafting and the salient features of both the Companies Act and Insolvency Act. So next question, but in the meantime, read seriously the Companies Act. Of course, you can't pick everything. You can't be able to memorize, but pick the salient features. And you quote the law in your exam. Salient features in both the Companies Act 2015 and its regulation, and Insolvency Act 2015 and its regulation, the 2016 regulations. And what is it? There is something the student usually prepare before the exams. I usually see them sharing, like a small thing. And you prepare something. There is something what is the name they usually give that thing they prepare before exams? And I see them sharing around, conversing, a chat.
Mwakenya.
No, not Mwakenya. Mwakenya is, Mwakenya means yes, you can say Mwakenya or a chat. Unaona, a chat. A chat, you just speak the act. For example, section 625, it says this. Debtor's petition is found in these sections. What are the documents that you need? Companies, liquidation. What are the documents? What are the sections? That a chat. Then you summarize the act and its regulation, and I can assure you, you'll be good to go. So do that one before our next class. Question 3B, explain the primary objective or administration of a company. What are the keywords here, Ruth, in this question? It's just 2 marks.
Administration or objectives.
Primary objectives of administration of the company. Those are the keywords. What does administration of a company tries to achieve? What do you think, Anthony Diwari? What is the objectives of administration of a company? This question have been tested in the past. It's not a new question.
Yeah. The objective is to keep the company as a going on concern for the benefits of the creditors and the members.
Good. That is an answer.
Keep the company keep on.
Sorry. Sorry.
I'm saying the advantage of administration is to keep the company as a going on concern for the benefits of the creditors and the members.
And the shareholders.
Exactly, shareholders. Yeah.
Yes, shareholders and even investors. You know, you look at the words that you use in commercial. The members there, you say shareholders. So, Carrie, what do you think? What can you add? Is there anything you can add?
I don't think it's much. Maybe talk of that the protection it offers from adverse action, say by creditors, because I think, yeah, that's what I would say.
Marianne, what do you think is the
primary objective? It's in line with what Antonia said, that we also do administration so that we can get a better outcome for the creditors compared to what they would have gotten maybe if it had gone into liquidation proceedings.
Okay. That answer is good. I'm trying to see here if I can add anything. This question have been tested in the past. You can look at question 4 of November 2017. It's asked it asks the same thing. As the document opens, I think we can proceed to the next question. I'll return to this again to add some more points there. Davis, now question C. Davis has been advised that the company is also considering voluntary liquidation. Instruct Davis on the content of statutory declarations to be sworn by the directors. So, what are the keywords there? There are two words, two very I can say 4 words, which are very important if you want to answer this question. What do you think, Ruth?
In 4 words, I would use voluntary liquidation.
Yes.
And the next 2, statutory declaration.
Yes, very important. That is answered well. Those are the 4 keywords: voluntary liquidation, then statutory declaration. So, what do you think are the statutory declaration? What are the content of the statutory declaration in a voluntary liquidation to be sold by directors? Anthony?
This one I don't know. You have to forgive me. Mr. Jacob, sir.
What do you think, Kerry?
Okay. Instructive. Well, because I know it's okay. No, let me think about it. But I know I have the concept, but not the direct answer.
Okay. Yeah. Can you say the concept? What is in your mind?
I mean, because basically like has been answered before, the directors have to, there must have been a meeting, a resolution, and in that resolution, I believe you attach. I'm not so sure at this point whether you're attaching now the financials and all. Yeah, so that's basically what's at the back of my mind.
Okay. What do you think, Marianne?
I'm in line with what Kerry has said. So, in a member's voluntary liquidation, usually, first of all, the company should be solvent. So the directors need to swear that and declare that the company is solvent. So meaning it can pay its liabilities. And then the other thing that the directors should swear is that the proper procedure was followed to pass the resolution for the now voluntary liquidation procedure. And then the other one should be that that the director should swear that they notified all the shareholders, including like holders of like debentures and floating charges of the company. And then I think they should also swear that they followed the proper procedure and publicized the notice of intention to, I think, voluntarily liquidate.
That's a very good trial. Related to this question, you can be asked about involuntary liquidation, which is of course done by a petition by the creditors, and you can you can see question 1B, November 2018. Ask the requirements for a solvency declaration of directors in a voluntary liquidation process and the penalties for non-compliance. So the relevant section is section 398, which says that, of course, of the Service Act 2015, section, if it is proposed to liquidate a company voluntarily, the directors, in case of having more than two, the majority of them, statutory declaration in effect. So what should they have? That they have made an full inquiry into company's affairs, and having done so, they form the opinion the company is able to pay its debts in full, together with the interest, at the official rate not exceeding 12 months from the commencement of liquidation. So they must have the difference between voluntary and involuntary is that these people, I think Miriam has just said, that they must be able to declare that they are be able to pay the debts. But now in involuntary, you are being forced to liquidate by creditors. And because of course, one of the grounds is that you are unable to pay their debts. So such declaration also, it must be made within 5 weeks, immediately preceding the date of passing of resolution. It also includes a statement of company's asset and liabilities as at the latest practical date before making the declaration. So the most important thing is that you must say that the directors inquired, full inquiry of the company's affairs, and they must state that they have investigated that the company is able to pay its debts. So that is the answer there. Then we, of course, we have said that related to this answer, the quiz question, you can be able to you can also be able to be asked instances. Of course, company is unable to pay its debts, and the petitioners, creditors petition if the company is unable to pay its debts. And you can also be, you can look at the question around here. Also, you can be able to be asked about the documentation, like the petition, the liquidation petition and the affidavit. You can be able also, to, as I said in the morning, you can be asked to draft. So look at all those areas.
Pardon, Mwalimu, to draft what? I didn't hear.
You can be asked to draft a winding up petition, or be voluntary, even the voluntary. You know, you go through through court. So you can be asked either a voluntary petition or a winding up petition by creditors. So go and look at those areas. We continue with the questions. Davis further advises you that he's not fully paid up for shareholder in the company. As such, he wishes to know whether he qualifies to make an application to court for compulsory liquidation, and if there are qualifications for that, the said application. What are the keywords here? We start with you, Ruth. What are the keywords here?
Compulsory liquidation. And the qualifications.
Yes, the keywords here are fully paid up shareholder. Then there is whether it's not fully paid up shareholder. whether can he go to court for compulsory liquidation? What are the qualifications? So this question wants you to discuss that. So what do you think, Anthony?
This one I don't know. You have to ask us. I don't know.
Okay. Kerry, what do you think?
Just give me a minute.
Sorry?
I'm saying just give me a minute or go to someone else first. Yeah.
Okay. How do you think, Marianne?
The question is asking whether Danvers is one of the people eligible to apply for liquidation to court. I am not sure. I don't think he is because he hasn't paid up his share capital. Because the people who are usually allowed, I think, are creditors and contributors. And yes, and if it maybe like if it was in administration and the administrator can see that it's too far gone for administration and it should go into liquidation, the administrator can. So I feel like those are the people who are allowed to apply. Technically, because Danvers has not paid up his share capital, I feel like he is a debtor to the company himself. So I don't think he has he's in the position or has the locus standi to apply to court for the liquidation by court.
Okay. Yes. And that is correct answers. The correct answer is that that person is not what just Nani have just said, Marianne, he has not fully paid. So the people who are not who are fully paid, shareholders or creditors, are the one who have locus to pay to petition court for compulsory liquidation. You can call it also involuntary. So if you see involuntary or compulsory liquidation, you'll be able to answer that question. And also I said that related to this is creditors petition, which is if when the company is not when the company the company, I'm saying the creditors petition is a very, very important area you need to look at. So if you look at your section 425, I'm looking here at section 425. of the Insolvency Act. Application by court for liquidation of a company may be made by the following people: company or its directors, creditors, contributory or contributaries of the company. So this person has not fully paid up, so he cannot be a contributor or contributors of the company. A provisional liquidator. Unaona? So that is a correct answer. That is section, it is section 425 is a very, very important section you need to know. So that's why I'm telling you, Companies Act and its regulations are very, very important documents, or you need to internalize. So we go to question 4. Salome has received admission to Ivy League University for her master's studies and must register by January 2023 in order to secure her position. Unfortunately, her application for pre-op scholarship was unsuccessful. Salome is keen on securing a loan from a financial institution, which has requested her to come her for some form of securities. The only item Salome's parents own that may be of what is farmhouse in rural home. Advise Salome on whether she may present the farmhouse to a financial institutions as security, and what are the details, documentation, and its features that are needed for the forms of security. So this person wants a loan from a financial institution, which we have not been told, and they have a farmhouse in a rural home. So what are the keywords, and which topic is being tested here, Ruth? What do you think?
M-Pesa.
Yes, movable property and securities topic. So if that is a topic that is being tested, what do you think is a security that they are going to give? Is the farmhouse a security? Details, documentation, and its features. What do you think, Ruth? I'm still on you.
Yes, the farmhouse.
Yes. Is it a good security?
Yeah.
Yes. What do we call this security in have you covered this topic?
Yes.
You have covered. What do you call it in this kind of a security?
Is it the one we call a security right now? Movable property.
Farmhouse. Farmhouse is not movable. Farmhouse.
The only item that.
Farmhouse in a rural home.
So what's the question again? Sorry.
The question is, what is this kind of security? Name. You know, it has a name. Of course, we have established that the rural home can be used as a security. What is the security of this?
Let me be helped. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think, Kerry? No, Anton is next. Anton, what do you think is the name of this security?
What about a copy of the original title deed, if I'm not wrong, the one for the farmhouse? If he wants to charge the farmhouse, I think she needs to deposit a copy of the, not a copy, original title deed.
No, I'm not asking you the process of the document. I'm asking in commercial, in movable securities.
Yes.
Right topic. What do we call this kind of a security?
It's an immovable asset. Asset.
No, it's not movable. A farmhouse.
Immovable.
Immovable.
Yes.
Immovable. That's a good answer. Immovable.
Immovable. Yeah, immovable.
Yes, immovable property. So
yes.
Another name is the one that I'm looking there is chattel mortgage.
Oh, yes. Mortgage.
It's a chattel mortgage. Chattel mortgage is a title transferred by the borrower.
But I doubt it's a mortgage because this person wants a loan for her studies. But if you talk about a mortgage, you want to buy a property through monthly installments of, let's say, 20 years, 15 years. But this one is a case of her trying to secure a loan for further study.
No, you see, chattel mortgage, chattel mortgage, chattel mortgage is not chattel mortgage. It's not for, you are confusing with the charges. The charges in conveyancing,
Oh, yes.
So chattel mortgage is used for in high value properties, where the title deed is transferred from the borrower to the lender. During the time of the pendency of then you are given the loan.
Okay.
Yes, this is commercial. It's not
okay. From my own understanding, I don't think it's appropriate for her to charge that property to the requirement. To the required loan for her studies. Maybe the amount of figure that is needed for the loan for education is much less than the value of the farmhouse. So that's my take.
That's my take. But he needs a loan.
Use another alternative security. She can use another alternative security.
What kind of this?
As opposed to buying a whole farmhouse. Sorry.
I'm asking, if we want to get a loan, securing a loan from a financial institution.
Yes.
What is and he has a farmhouse. What does he need? The question is limited. So you are saying you are saying he does not need to charge.
Okay, I think we can take the question as it is. She has to charge either way the farmhouse.
Yes, because you see, a financial institution cannot give you a loan.
Okay.
Without charging the farmhouse. You may say it's unfair, but
that's the only available security I get.
Yes, so you say it's a chattel mortgage, and it's for high values, high value, what the high value products like a tractor. If there's a time they ask about a tractor. If you are going to look at you are going to see a question where they say someone has a tractor. That is chattel mortgage. But think commercial. Think commercial. Don't think conveyancing.
Okay.
Mwalimu?
Yes.
This question, in my class we had revised it with the lecturer, Mr. Wakimani, And I remember the issue was brought out that in this question, you were first of all expected to understand if this is a fixture or a chattel, because MPSR works with chattels. And then if it's a fixture, we deal with it, the conveyancing route of either we mortgage or we charge it.
Yes.
So I remember they came up with a case, Someone versus Hewitt. I can't remember the case. And the test for the case, it was looking like this farmhouse is a fixture.
Yes, it's a fixture.
So in this question, it's a fixture. So is it okay, even if it's contrary to like the topic of CSR, we advise them they can only go about it through like the charge now?
Yes, you see, I told you, even in our conveyancing class, that you'll be asked things that you even have not run in class. Unaona?
True.
Yes, it is for you to think. For example, chattel mortgage, it was in that topic for chattels, which was repealed by movable properties. And what Mariani is saying is very correct. Farmhouse is a fixture. So if it is a fixture, the only thing you are going to talk is chattel mortgage, which may not be very clear under the movable property securities. And of course, you are going to charge it. No. And documentation, details. We have talked about the details and documentation and features. You must go and understand the chattel mortgage very well. Are we together?
Yes, we are.
Yes, you must go and understand the process whereby chattel mortgage work whereby title is transferred to the borrower. And the lender.
Sorry, borrower or lender?
Chattel mortgage is transferred by the borrower to the lender. And is given back to the borrower after he has finished paying the loan.
James, maybe before you go further, although you were saying we need to differentiate this from conveyancing.
Yes.
When you give to the lender, okay, will they go ahead and say charge? Because at the end of it all, what prevents me from saying, oh, I lost my title, or I go and declare it was lost or something, and then I get a new one, if, for example, that whole charging process doesn't take place?
What do you think, Marianne, from how you discussed in class about chattel? What was your conclusion?
I didn't understand Kerry's question. If she could come again.
No, it was because James was saying you just deliver the title, say, to the lender. So, and then the earlier statement that we should differentiate this from conveyancing, the whole charge. So I was
in
like,
this one,
how do you secure? How does the lender secure?
Because the person asking for the loan, our borrower surrenders title to them. That is the difference between, I think, a mortgage and a charge. Because the issues used to be with mortgage, you as the borrower and the maybe probable initial owner, you are never secured, because if you default, the bank has title, they resell whatever. But when it's a charge, it's usually in your name, but it's registered in their favor.
Yes,
So it just creates an encumbrance.
Is an encumbrance. Correct. Very correct. Very, very correct. So
okay, it's sorry. I think maybe it's what James you were saying, like how many. I'm just getting like two. My question is now, yes, you've surrendered, but then beyond that surrender, because I remember, okay, I know we are not supposed to be discussing conveyancing because we were talking of situations where some people would even surrender, but still at the end of it all go ahead and somehow manage to get, say, maybe copies or whatever, and still sort of either charge the same property to something else with another lender, and this other lender is not aware. Okay, maybe to put it, so will someone go through the same process of the notifications within, say, eCitizen and that kind of thing, and probably that becomes the process? Just wondering. For the chattel mortgage.
You see, write the following. I think it is going to answer your question. Maybe this one you did not. This was a topic under chattels which was repealed. It is not very clear under the movable properties rights topic or rights act. Chattel mortgage is for a loan for homes, loan for homes or other movable piece of personal properties, such as machinery. Chattel mortgage, there is a question, there is a time they ask about a tractor. If you look at the past Q&A, I don't know if it is June. The movable property, or of course, immovable. If it is it is a home, it's called a chattel.
Okay.
And as the collateral for the loan. It means that if you default on your chattel mortgage, the creditor or lender can take possession of the property, being financed, or sell it to pay off the loan.
Oh, okay.
And you see, of course, you enter into a chattel mortgage agreement.
Okay.
And of course, you say that you transfer the title deed. The borrower transfer the title deed to the lender upon signing of the agreement, and then the loan is dispersed. So that is the difference between a mortgage and a charge.
Oh, actually, now you know that word when you've used the transfer, like, yes, now it made sense.
But in conveyancing, you see the difference in conveyancing is that you don't transfer the title to the borrower. They charge it. They put an encumbrance at the Ministry of Lands. Unaona?
Yeah.
And of course, before they sell, if you default before they sell, there are those procedures in Section 90 and 96 of the Land Act. They give you notices, blah, blah. But here, the agreement, the chattel mortgage agreement will say what happens. No. They don't have to do the notices. So those are the difference. That is the difference. And you go again. There is a time related to this. There is a time they ask people to draft a sample chattel mortgage document. That was because Thierry asked a question even if you have not studied in class. This was when? Let me see here. Of course, before the Charters Act was repealed, but you see now they are still asking. Look at your drafting. Look at page 329 of year 2008 to 2019, where you are drafting documents. Drafting an sample touch. Question 5B, August 2013. You can also be told to draft. We go to the next question, which is B. Companies require finances so that to remain afloat in their operations. Shupavu Industries is large indigenous manufacturer of non-alcoholic beverage. The company has unveiled its strategic plan under which it intends to have at least 30% of market share in Kenya. This will require at least 10 billion investment in manufacturing plant, bottling plants, and its distribution facilities. The company has over 300 acres of land in Kisumu and operating a manufacturing plant. Discuss the various ways in which Shupavu Industries may pursue to raise additional capital to seek its expansion operation, to expand its operation. So there are keywords there which you need to understand. That there are 4 marks. There are keywords there which you need, will help you answer that question. What are the keywords, Ruth?
Raise additional capital.
Raise additional capital. They want to raise additional capital. So that is the keywords. What do you think are the various ways which they may use to raise the capital? Anthony Liwali. Anthony, what do you think? 1 point.
Come again?
Do you think is the various ways to raise additional?
I can see the company has over 300 acres of land in Kisumu, yes. So I think they can do a charge. Yeah?
Yes.
By borrowing, yeah?
Yes, they can charge that property to the financial institution and borrow money from the bank. That is 1 point. What is another point, Kerry?
There's also the operational manufacturing plant, I think, which we've just come from discussing. Mm-hmm. No, I don't know whether we're going to go with the chattel mortgage or whether we're going to go with, the MPSR, but yeah. So that would be another source, another collateral they would have for any loan they would be seeking.
Yeah. Very good. You know, this company, of course, they have machineries like tractors and all those things. Lorries, and they can charge them as chattel mortgage. And that is another point. Marianne, what do you think?
They can use corporate securities like debentures.
Good. What is a debenture?
I don't know how to explain it. Like it's a security created to safeguard debt. I'm unable to explain it.
Okay. That is another point. What do you think? Another point is that
Mwalimu, kidogo tu. Can I interject kidogo?
yes?
I really don't understand the meaning of debentures. Kindly, if you can explain.
Yes.
The meaning of a debenture.
Yes.
That is a question that usually fail for many years. Kindly, if you can just explain the meaning of a debenture, I'll appreciate.
So that's what I want to do now.
Thank you.
A debenture is a medium or long-term debt instrument.
Sorry?
A debenture is a medium to long-term debt instrument.
Okay.
Used by large companies to borrow money at a fixed rate. A debenture is not secured by any physical asset or collateral.
Unataka example, please? I'll appreciate. Hata sijui ni nini hiyo debenture.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. Yes.
Oh.
I'm telling you because for other people to write.
Okay. Okay.
Then it's not secured on physical assets or collateral. Is backed only by general creditworthiness and the reputation.
Mwalimu, on that note, while you're explaining,
okay.
Just a question. Is a debenture defeated if it's not registered?
Yes, it is. It must be registered.
Thank you.
You know, you must, for example, say like Safaricom, it can go and take a loan in equity because, of course, you know the creditworthiness of Safaricom. The creditworthiness of Safaricom, you know it, the customers they have, the assets they have, the profit they make. It's just you get you go to the bank and get a debenture. You say that you want this loan. It's not a matter that it must some properties may should be charged. That is the most important thing with a debenture.
So in short, it's a reputation.
It's reputation or credit worthiness.
Oh, it's reputation. Oh, okay, so.
Yes.
So security in regards to reputation.
Yes. Kerry?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking of, because Anthony was saying in terms of an example, I'm thinking, okay, the example like I would give is, or the way I understand it is, in Kenya we used to have this KCB den, although I think this would be another show that used to have, I think it was something Shark, you know, where you go, you present your ideas to this investor, you know, you get the idea, Anthony, I guess, yeah? So you find some of them would ask you for, you know, they want, you know, for them to put in money. Some of them will ask for a share. But one of the things now that we've been told is that with a debenture, you don't want to dilute your shareholding. You don't want to issue any equity. You want your entity to remain as is, but you still need the money.
Yes.
So that would be that kind of situation where that particular investor agrees and they buy into your idea and they think it's a very good idea. And as I think as James has said it, out of, you know, good faith, trusting and everything else, they decide to get into your idea. But I think as Mariana does, and you know, there are certain procedures now registering that debenture, you know, further. So that's basically what I would. It's basically debt, or I mean, although it's not, you know, something similar. You know, the way people even buy the government bonds and you know, treasury bills. You're not getting a share into the government. You know, you're lending them this money. You'll get some document of sorts, and then maybe at some point they'll pay you back. That's the way I understand it. Yeah, hope it makes.
Yes. It is credible to worthiness. You see, let me give you an example in my situation. For example, me, I am employed in government. I work at Kenya Road Report. If these people usually, because they see the salary, Equity Bank see the salary that they usually receive, I can walk in there and sometimes they call it salary advance. They walk in.
Payslip, huh?
Yes, they payslip.
Payslip, yeah, it's payslip.
Yes, it's payslip. They can see, you can go in there. You know, even if they can cost, they have this product they usually call salary advance, and you can even take a lot of money. But what gives them confidence that I'm going to pay them? We don't sign any, nothing is charged. The only confidence they have is my credit worthiness. They see that the salary usually comes through them.
Yeah.
But you see, I can take that loan and the next day I change the bank. You see?
The pay point, yeah.
The pay point. So that is that is the meaning of the debenture. Debenture, you know, is registered in after it have been signed by the parties. It's registered in I think it is registered in companies registry. For it to be valid, look at section 550, section 572 and 878 of Companies Act. You can also be asked, you can be asked about the content. The contents are the parted, amount secured. Then the redemption date, when they are going to pay. Then a resolution allowing the company to take the debenture. You can be also being asked in an exam scenario to draft a debenture. So go and investigate. Go online. Go. That is your homework. Go and look for a sample debenture. and try to draft. Then another ways a company can raise additional capital is right issue. Right issue. This happens, right issue happens, occurs if company have been trading for some times and makes offer to existing members to buy shares of a new issue in proportionate of the number of shares they hold. So that is some of the ways in which a company may raise additional capital. And these are repeated questions. It has come in the past. So someone who have looked at the Q&A diligently would be able to do this. So question 5, we continue. Question 5A. Maliku is a robust and dynamic entrepreneur with a good knack of taking advantage of calamities to establish and profit for new business. In January 2021, Maliku learned about the COVID-19 virus from his friend in China. He went online and learned that the virus was quickly spreading to countries, and it was just a matter of time before the same reached Kenya. As a result of this information, Maliku registered a business of importing face masks and sanitizers for the local market at a time when the virus has not spread to Kenya. Within a few months, the virus reached the country, and soon thereafter, the government mandated, among other things, the wearing of face masks and the use of sanitizers in order to control the spread of virus. Maliku made a lot of money selling the imports at the peak of the pandemic. In September 2021, he ordered another big surprise to face mask as his sanitizers after it emerged that the virus was mutating very fast and may be around for a while. Unfortunately, due to discovery of vaccine, many population developed herd immunity, and virus was no longer severely potent. The government, motivated by economic reasons, promptly removed the mandate to wear masks and use sanitizers. As a result, Maliku made great losses and fell into a deep financial crisis to the extent that he was unable to pay his debts to his creditors, and to his creditors were concerned. Maliku have been sued by creditors and has visited your office for a solution on how to satisfy his creditor without exposing himself to civil suits. Advise Maliku on the options available to him under the circumstances. So, of course, there is that story, which I've just stated. What do you think are the keywords, Ruth, in this question?
I would say it's a statement how to satisfy his creditors without exposing himself to civil suits.
Okay. What has Anthony Liwari, what is the keywords and what is the topic being tested here? In this, what is being tested in this question?
I think the issue of insolvency and administration, if I'm not wrong. And the aspect of him being sued by the creditors.
Yes, unable to pay his debts. And this question is testing you on insolvency of a natural person. So that and the keywords there is unable to pay his debts to his creditors. So that one will straight take you to Insolvency Act of 2015 and its regulation. You must understand it. What are the options when it's a natural person is unable to pay his debts, his or her debts? Carry.
Okay, not specific to this question, yeah, but the options are, the first one is bankruptcy, which is an order by a court. Do I go on?
Yes.
Yes. And then another one similar to the one we had on the corporate side, we could also do an individual voluntary arrangement, whereby now he gets into an agreement between himself and his creditors, in terms of providing a proposal on how he's going to pay, and the creditors basically get into that, agree with whatever it is, or probably just have other proposals, and then on the other hand, there could be also a summary installment order where the official receiver now directs the debtor to pay his debts in installments or in some other way. I don't have the detail of, for example, how you go ahead, how the matter gets to the official receiver, whether it's the debtor or the creditors who go ahead to go there. And then also the other one that we've been told about, but I think how much you owed was much more for the no asset procedure. But this one is basically for asset total, where the total debt is not less than, it's between 100,000 Kenya shillings and not more than 4 million. So we'd have to check how much it is. So basically, the Maliku would have to make this application to the official receiver if it goes within that particular category. And what it does, it basically admits him into this process. He agrees to so many other certain issues, like, for example, he'll not get into more debt. He will make sure that he's servicing, he's servicing, but then also the official receiver also has to be certain that he has some realizable assets, that maybe something he can sell, get to raise enough funds to pay the creditors. So yes, that's.
Yes, correct. That question you have answered it correctly. The relevant section is section 14 of the Insolvency Act, which talked about the alternatives. What are the alternatives? Remember, in an exam, you'll be asked alternatives to liquidation, which we said there in that question. Administration, all those things, you must know them. There must be in your fingertips. Now, these are alternatives to the bankruptcy. So one of them is enter into a voluntary arrangement. Then another one is make a proposal to creditors. Then the other one is pay creditors in installment under a summary installment order. The other one is enter to the no asset procedure. So this is your homework. Go and look at every one of these areas the alternatives, and know the process, the procedures, the documentation, as Kerry Nkada was trying to explain. Because it may come to exams as one of the questions. In fact, it may come as a compulsory question. Believe you me when I tell you that. So as I was telling you, you need to understand the Insolvency Act, Companies Act and its regulations. So this is one of the key features you must understand. Then we continue to the next question. Mariku has requested you to prepare a bankruptcy petition. Briefly describe the documents which should be attached to the petition before filing it. So, go and be able to know how you are going to draft a bankruptcy petition or a winding up liquidation petition in company. I said that in the morning. Then here they are talking about the documentation. The documents, the keyword there is document, should be attached to the petition. What do you think? From your civil litigation class, even if you would have not done insolvency, you have done commercial. What do you think are the document to be attached there, Nani? We are on, tuko kwa nani? Tuko kwa Miriam.
I believe a petition usually has a verifying affidavit. I don't know if it's verifying. I think it's a supporting affidavit in terms of like an election petition, but I didn't know specifically for insolvency. So it should have an affidavit. I think also we should also attach like our statement of financial position, so that we show that we are indeed bankrupt, so that we can show why we need to be adjudicated bankrupt. I feel like you can also show, usually the statement of financial position shows that your liabilities have exceeded your assets, but I think you can also show that you have been unable to pay your debt. I don't remember what that statement is called. When they fall due. Yes, those are the ones I think.
Okay, that's a good answer. You say, if you are not sure, say just an affidavit. Don't say supporting or verifying. Verifying is for print. Just say an affidavit will survive as an answer. And my laptop is misbehaving. Is in a closed screen yake. But can someone look at Regulation 18 of Insolvency Regulations 2016? You can open and read the documents you need to nini. Affidavit, and also what else?
Can I try?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
you talked about you talked about the civil litigation aspect. So I was thinking maybe the demand letter, because I believe Malik was indebted, so I believe there was a form of a demand letter. So demand letter is part of the document. There's a bankruptcy notice as well.
You have been told already there is a
That's
bankruptcy petition, there is an affidavit, what Marianne have said, other documents. My laptop is misbehaving. Can you
demand letter?
Yes. Can someone look at regulation 18 and read for us? Ruth, you are very good in this, eh? Have you opened insolvency regulation?
EKLR is taking forever to open.
Okay. When you are doing this commercial, have these acts opened for companies. Have Companies Act and its regulation, then the insolvency and its regulations. For partnership, have the general partnership with you and the LLP. Of course, for movable securities, have the Movable Securities Act with you somewhere near. Then the other topic is trust. We use the Trust Perpetual Succession Act. Then there is Mergers and Acquisition Competition Act. No. Then for tax procedures, have the Income Tax and the Tax Procedures Act near you. So if you look at regulation 18,
do I read?
Yes, you can read.
An application for bankruptcy order by the debtor shall be made by way of a bankruptcy petition and shall be in Form 10 set out in the first schedule.
You can
the
say
petition shall be
for purposes of exam, you can just say the bankruptcy petition. The petition shall be accompanied by
the following documents. A, an affidavit to the petition, which shall be in Form 8 set out in the first schedule. B, statement of debtor's financial position, which shall be called a statement of affairs and shall be in Form 11 set out in the first schedule. And an application for appointment of trustee, which shall be in Form 9 of the first schedule.
So if you are asking an exam scenario, the documents, of course, is a bankruptcy petition, then it is accompanied by an affidavit and statement of affairs. You don't have to give a lot of stories. Then an application for appointment of a trustee. Then you may be asked what are the particulars or information that needs to be captured. All that information is in section 18(3), because that is another way they can ask you. The debtor's full name, the debtor's current address, telephone, date of birth, PIN, passport, debtor's occupation, if he's employed, statement of debtor's expenses, statement of debtor's current assets, statement of debtor's liability, so those are, if you are asking in an exam, the particulars. So that is What that is a question of 3 marks. Then the next question is, which additional information will you require for Malikul in order to prepare the bankruptcy notice? Ruth, what is the keyword there?
Bankruptcy notice.
Bankruptcy notice is the keyword. So, what do you understand by the word bankruptcy notice, Ruth? I'm still on you. Have you covered this in class?
That is what we are covering at the moment.
Okay. Anthony, what do you think what do you understand by the word bankruptcy notice?
I think it's a self-declaration that you are bankrupt.
Yes.
A self-declaration that you're bankrupt. A notice.
Okay. Good. This is one of the notices that a bankrupt person usually issues before now he moves into court for voluntary to petition court for voluntary application for voluntary bankruptcy. So if you the question is asking you the information, the particulars or the information. So the particulars are found in section 9 of the Insolvency Regulation 2016. In an exam, if you don't say section, if you don't remember, just say Insolvency Regulations 2016. That is not hard. And the act is a 2015 act. The address in which the bankrupt resided before he moved to court for issuance of a bankruptcy order. The principal trading address, date of birth, occupation, any other name which the bankruptcy could have been known, and very, very important, the name style other than the bankrupt's auto name, which the bankrupt carried on the business. For example, myself, many people know me as by exam website, by exam preparation website. So you must declare that. And it's related with the particulars of what we just read there on particulars on when you are to attach the particulars when you are doing a petition. So we continue to, you may also look at section 8 in relation to the companies. What are the particulars that a company may notice? Any notice issued by the company? The particulars that it must contain. It is in the regulation 8. So we go to the next question. Vincent and Mark and both graphic designers. Vincent had been contracted by a local bank to design a new logo as part of their rebranding initiative. Vincent appreciates Mike and requests him to work with him in this project. They have both come to your law firm for advice. What quotes shall you include when drafting the partnership deed? Partnership is one of the very easy topics. In an exam, when the partnership comes, start with it. It will give you confidence. And there are two kinds of partnership, general partnership and LLP. What do you think, Kerry? What do you think are the keywords? Of course, what are the keywords there in that question?
The partnership deed.
Is the partnership deed. The clauses. The clauses is the keyword, and also the clauses to be found in a partnership deed. Clauses. Those are the keywords. So what do you think are the clauses? Marianne.
I think some of the clauses might include how you distribute the profits, the responsibility, especially pertaining to who is like the managing partner.
You don't need to talk about the managing partner because this is a general partnership, eh?
Yes.
Sharing of profit, sharing of loss. Another one.
Dissolvement of the partnership, like instances of dissolvement, maybe other than the ones that are given by statutes. Maybe also, is it called like an objects clause or the purpose clause, the one that determines like the business the partnership is carrying on? Definition of the partnership.
Sorry, I've not heard you.
It could have a Oh, sorry. I'm saying it could have like a purpose clause, like the objects clause in for companies that determines like the purpose of this the business the partnership carries on. It could also have like the dissolvement of the partnership clause, the definition of the partnership. It could have like a clause pertaining maybe specific instances like assignment. The law of partnership, dispute resolution for the partnership.
Yeah, you have answered the question correctly. Also, the duties of partners, sharing of profit and loss, capital contribution, admission of new partner, bidding, who can bid the partnership, liability of partners of the partnership, dissolution, that's not a very difficult question. And also you can be asked to draft a partnership deed. It has appeared in the past as a question. You can be given a fact and to be told to draft a partnership deed. So practice. Look at the Q&A. The specific question you find there in the year 2008 to 2019 and practice. You may be given a scenario and then you are told to draft. So the next question, Vincent and Mike choose Ugatuzi Designs as the name of the organization. What particulars will be submitted to the register upon registration? Or do you think Ian Ruth? What do you think are the keywords there?
I would say the particulars.
Particulars. The keyword is particulars, which will be submitted to the register upon registration. And they have chosen that Ugatuzi Design as the name of the organization. What do you think are the particulars? I'm on you, Anthony.
Yeah, the address of each partner, then full names, the KRA pin if I'm not wrong, ID number. Basically, this description of the two partners, each partner, sorry.
Yeah.
In terms of address and the name and the, yeah, sorry.
Okay, what do you think, Ken?
Okay, so I was a bit, that use of upon registration. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit confusing. Maybe just for me, but I thought maybe it's looking at us starting with even the name search, because here we've been told about a name that has been chosen. So we will need to give three. We'll need to give and first of all, this is like you were saying at the beginning. Okay, they are registering a partnership. We are have we been told what type? Okay, so if
when you are told in an exam,
in
an exam, if you are not told explicitly, it is a limited liability, or the question, the question may lead you. You see, this is a limited liability partnership.
Okay.
Know that they are testing you on general partnership.
Okay.
So these are general partnership.
Okay, so what we are doing here then for B, I would think we are just registering a business name, yes? Because it's a general partnership. If it was an NLP, now we'll be going ahead and doing it, yes? So I would first of all think of, I hope I'm in the correct direction, of this, the business name first. So sorry, the this what is it called? This they have one of the requirements is that they have to give 3 names to the who is it called to the registrar, and so that's key. They have to give 3 names so that a name search is conducted, and then they approved to go with the name. And then I think in addition to the provisions that have been given by the colleague, my colleagues, and then because we've been told it's a law office, they also need a no objection letter from the who is it? The Law Society of Kenya. Yes, that's what I'm thinking, maybe. But that one is, I'm very sure for the LLP, that's why I can see all those requirements listed there. But for the general partnership, because you just have your deed, your partnership deed, you just have just a business name, and then now you fulfill the other requirements. Yeah.
So, Marianne, what do you think?
Honestly, Mwalimu, when I know the procedure and the requirements for an LLP, but then I don't know what of a general partnership, because in my mind, we don't incorporate it. So in my mind, I thought we just lodge it for registration and put the kawaida documents, like the names of the what Anthony was saying, and further for the professional side, Nkatha has covered that. So I also don't know.
Now, I was confused by the word, you know, the word upon registration, really confused me. So if these people, particulars will be submitted to the register upon registrations. And I thought this question was asking about name change, but also, I also look at the, if you look at this, what I'm projecting here is the highest score for the student who scored highest in the exams. And as you can see on your screen, is called the maximum marks in this question. He was awarded 10. In fact, you see, I told you, even this one I had not looked. You know, alianza na partnership. Alianza na partnership. So, you can, in a question, I start with partnership. It's a very easy question. So I look at the answer here. If you can see there. This one we have already covered the clauses: personal details, shares in profit, type of partnership, partnership property, removal, dissolution. Those are clauses. So this is what he said. She said, of course, if this, I don't think it was relevant. If Vincent and Mike wish to form a general partner, there is no need of registration. They can only register a limited abated partnership or a limited abated partnership. It is correct. So because there no need to be registered. So the name search and reservation, that is one. Vincent and Mike will apply for a reservation of their proposed name, Ugatuzi Designs. Then application contains statements signed by both prospective partners. Include the following: proposed name, name or address of both parties, place of business, the nature of business partnership, the nature of business being a partnership, the place of business, then the application fee, So that is the answer what you have just said. But I was really confused by the word of saying this is our particular you submitted to the register upon registration. Upon registration. So this question should read the particulars that are needed to be submitted to the register for registration. Maybe they were, you know, CLE usually the invigilators are instructed to cancel some words and put new words. So let me see this paper of mine which I have scanned. If they were maybe they were told to, if they were told to cancel that word, because it's very confusing, saying submitted to register upon registration. So we continue to the next question.
Maybe could have put during registration.
Yes, during registration.
Yes.
Yes.
During.
Yes, and you see, if in an exam, if it was me who was answering, I would have answered wrongly because of the way it have been put. I thought these are the Nini is already registered. Now they have brought this name called Ugatuzi Design. They want to change name. You see, now because it's already registered. So maybe that's what I've been could have answered. So we go to the next question. Mike and Vincent use their personal computers when working on the project. Since partnering, they have acquired a projector which they intend to use for their presentation. Mike takes the projector home and uses it to watch movies. Advise Vincent on Mike's action. Just 1 mark. What do you think, Ruth? What do you think?
I mean, I don't know if personally I think I'm burnt out, but anyway. Okay, me, I'm burnt out. Let somebody else answer.
Okay. What do you think, Anthony?
I think personal liability in case of any damage or loss to the projector.
Mm-hmm. That's a good trial. What do you think, Marianne? No, not Marianne. And Kerry. Kerry. What do you think about question? This person, the one of the partners, has taken the projector home. What do you think? What can you say? 1 mark.
I can say.
Sorry.
Okay, so I'm looking at whether Vincent is working within, because in their partnership deed, they must have agreed on the use of assets, and I think it's one of the things they listed there. So yeah, I know I have seen such a thing. I don't know whether it's about liability or whether it's about holding them. Okay, yeah, that's what liability is all about. But like the action you can take. Wow. But at least I know the action would be anchored in the agreement we already have in the partnership deed as to the use of the partnership assets and that kind of thing. Maybe it's someone else would.
Yeah. Property. That's a good trial. Marianne, what do you think?
I think I think like the two speakers before me, it's also on liability. But my issue is, I think partners, the actions of partners is usually binding on the partnership. So I feel like as much as we would want to say that the one partner, Mike, carried should be personally liable, I think if any damage happens, the liability would be borne by the partnership, because partners oftentimes are the agents and something else for the partnership. So I feel like liability is on the partnership as a whole.
Yes, of course, you say that this is a partnership property. And the liability of course, it is a partnership property, but the projector was acquired to do a project. It was not acquired to go and see the movie. So in case of damage, the liability, because it was not in course of the partnership, the liability, the partnership will not be liable for any damage. That person who took the projector would be personally liable. So, but if of course he had taken the projector to do the work, to do his work, to do the work, of course the partnership would have been liable. And this question about liability of partnership, this question have been asked many times. I was trying to look at, if you look at the year 2008 to 2019, you see about liability of partnership. They usually ask what time they bid. You see somewhere they have asked, someone went, then he did some things outside the partnership. So was the partnership liable? No, of course. And there are sections there to support, which you can look at them later at in the year 2008 to 2019. It is a repeated question. So after the commencement of the project, Vincent approached his auntie Lydia, a business seeking 1,000 to cover their costs. Linda is of the opinion that in exchange of money, she would want to be part of the business venture Vincent operates with Mike. Mike is worried that Linda is not a graphic designer and she may not be comprehend the nature of the business. Advice, Mike is worried that Linda is not a graphic designer and she may not comprehend the nature of their business. Advise Vincent, Mike and Linda on the type of partnership that could achieve Linda's proposal and address Mike worries and why. What do you think, Ruth? Also, you say you are burnout. What do you think?
let somebody ask. When about not, I'm not able to like decipher things.
Okay. What do you think? Who is this? Anthony, what do you think this question is asking you?
I think the eligibility of Linda being a partner and what qualifies her to become a partner. So we're looking at that option. Is she qualified to become a partner?
The question is very clear. Type of partnership that could achieve Linda's proposal. What do you think, Kerry?
So first of all, we've identified we are looking for the type of partnership, and one of the guiding things is the fact that Mike, they don't want Linda to be, to be like active in the partnership, but they still want her money and they need her there. So I think you've even projected it, but that would be achieved, for example, through a limited partnership, because of yes, that's an option they could pursue. Okay, let me get more details. Someone can pick up. I think I'm also approaching the burnout thing.
So, Miriam, can you add what Gary has said?
I agree. I agree. This is the limited liability partnership they are telling us to take on, and then we should give reasons why it is a better model than the general partnership. So, like usually, at least the limited one allows one partner to be limited in that maybe they're not as active as the other partners. It also allows for share capital, the share capital structure, because the other partnership is it by guarantee? I'm forgetting. I think the general partnership is mostly by guarantee, but like limited, it allows the share capital contribution structure. And then in this one, despite Mike's worries, Vincent can go ahead and admit Linda without necessarily in that one, for instance, if maybe they get another partner they want, they can admit them without the necessary consent of all other members. Yeah, I think that's why. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a correct answer. It's a limited liability partnership.
Sorry, is it limited liability? Because I was speaking of limited. Sorry, yeah, like see, there are two. I was talking of the limited partnership, not the LLP.
What do you think, Marianne?
The limited liability partnership is a hybrid between partnership and companies, while in partnership, generally you can have either a limited partnership or an unlimited partnership. So if you just say it's a limited partnership, it's still a general partnership. It's just that you limited your liability. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. So It is a limited partnership, and also on what Kerry have said, and the other the answer here is also given here by this student. I also approaching burnout, sitting for 3 hours. It's not, and also in the morning and also preparing. So you can, these students scored maximum marks. We can take his her answer. I am projecting it. A limited partnership consists of general partners and limited partners. Limited partners are liable to the losses or profits only to the extent of their contribution. So she also said the reader will be a limited partner and able to extent of contribution, which is 100K, as the question say. So both Mike and Vincent will be general partners with unlimited ability. Both being general partners, both Mike and Vincent will take part in management of the partnership, while Linda will not. Then another point, Linda will therefore be registered in the partnership as a liability partner, but the consent of both Vincent and Mike as provided as the section 26 of the Partnership Act. So I think this was a very good student. Even me, I could have given her 10 marks. He scored the maximum marks in this question. So for purposes of exam going forward, know the difference between general partnership, limited partnership, and limited liability partnership. Then the conversion. You may convert from general partnership to LLP, limited liability partnership, as it is in the Act. And also the documents that are involved. So generally, you need to understand very well the Partnership Act and Limited Liability Partnership Act. And because of the documentation and the registration and all those things are in the regulations. But this, if you study well in this area, This is not a difficult question. It's not a difficult area. So that marks the end of our October 2022. No, we have not finished. We reserved question 1. Are you ready to Dini? Are you ready, Marianne, now?
Can I give it to you tomorrow? I'll join early and then we can spend the first 5 minutes on it.
Okay. Sawa sawa. Tomorrow my laptop is closing here, is misbehaving. Tomorrow I'm traveling to Naivasha work related. So I'm leaving at 1. So we can have a class to start to do with to do March 2023 for 2 hours. We can do from 10 to 12 for 2 hours. Then the other one, I will tell you where, if you, of course, we will not finish. I'll tell you when we can do, even if not Sunday afternoon. I'll look for another day. We finish, even if it is next weekend. But let's start tomorrow, 10 to 12. Is that time okay?
Yes.
It's okay, eh?
Yeah.
Let's do 10 to 12. Nani, Marianne, you are going to project, eh? Question 1 of October 2022, eh?
Okay.
Then we are going to continue. We are going to see until where we are going to reach. Then we are going to know when the next class will be, maybe next weekend, because weekdays also I'm very busy. And also I prepare for these classes. I don't appear. I spend a lot of time preparing. Also on your side, prepare well, so that when you come, we can share knowledge. So it's 20:48. We have 12 minutes. My laptop is blinking. Is there someone who want to say anything?
Thank you for today's session.
Okay, Sasa, thank you very much also. Have a nice time and prepare for tomorrow. 10, we meet. I'm going to share the link. I'm going to share the link.